All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. There's another dark day that went on in New Zealand this morning. A terrorist, of course, and I'll talk about that later, but a terrorist went inside of a mosque, shot and killed 49 people, dead. And of course, the Prime Minister, Ardern, over there in New Zealand, the country is allegedly mourning. And, people are experiencing a lot of pain because loved ones are going off into eternity. Whether people like it or understand it or not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. There's nobody in the European countries that are mourning the death of 49 Muslims this morning in New Zealand. And that's just the truth. Because this war on terror, mind you, it's a nameless, faceless enemy. And who is it and when is it going to stop? It's never ending. It's literally never ending. And of course, what have I told you? Countries like Australia, countries like New Zealand, countries like the European Union, all these people, they have disarmed the law-abiding citizens, and there's only two type of people that actually has firearms today. That is the police and the criminals. And of course, one of them they believe they're above the law. The other one don't care about the law. Listen, if somebody has a death wish on them and they want to go in and do evil, perpetuate evil against someone, they want to kill someone, they want to go down in a blaze or whatever it is, they don't care about laws. Laws written with pen and paper means nothing on the books. It means nothing to someone who wants to do evil. And of course, what's Pastor Dowell's advice? My advice is the same advice I've always given to you all the time. Listen, stay away from population centers. What are population centers, Pastor Dowell? Well, first of all, any place, government building, that you can't even carry a firearm in, and you're going to be there for a while, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there because you don't want to depend on the people who have the guns, like the police, to protect you. Because they can't shoot. They literally can't shoot. Some of them can. I mean, that's the reason why they spray so many bullets, to make sure that they hit the target. They're nowhere near as proficient as airborne infantry soldiers. Nowhere near. Nowhere near proficient as tier 1 operators. Ain't even a comparison. But soft targets are public schools, private schools, football stadiums, basketball, baseball, churches, mosques, and synagogues. All of these are places, and malls, if I didn't say that. All these are places you don't want to be if you can't protect yourself now in these countries that have laws on the book that says, and again, what does these people do? I don't understand the logic and the reasoning. These people over in New Zealand couldn't even protect themselves from an enemy that came in with a gun. Let me give you a hypothetical situation. Suppose that New Zealand, Australia, and all these other countries in that region, suppose that they didn't pass laws to take guns away from law-abiding citizens, thereby only leaving guns in the hands of two people, the police and the criminals. If somebody came into that mosque and they began to fire rounds, could not 2 or 3 people stood up, centered themselves on the target and eliminated that target, thereby saving a lot of lives? I understand that Pastor Dowell's logic, reasoning, abilities and stuff could be way off nowadays, but it makes a lot of sense to me. And crying over dead people that can't protect themselves is not going to solve anything. Things have got to be changed. And I'll say it again. It's amazing. I don't know about the Constitution over in New Zealand, but I know about the Constitution over here in the United States of America, and I can tell you this. The general public and populace, they don't care nothing about it. They don't care nothing about it because, see, over here in America, people are highly religious, but they're hypocrites. They don't care nothing about what the Bible says, none whatsoever at all. While some people are more serious than others, they even use your faith against you in the court of law over here, even though the Constitution of the United States of America says that all the citizens have a right to freedom of religion. And it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in this world today. But we got 49 people snuffed off into eternity. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it again. You ain't got to worry about the European nations. They won't be mourning this at all. Because somebody has created this war on terrorism. And we have literally been over there tearing up that whole side of that world for a long, long time. I just happen to think and believe that it's religious. I really, truly do. For some reason, people can't be content with people believing whatever they want to believe. Me, myself, personally, I don't cram down your throat my personal belief system. I don't. I just don't do it. I feel that if you have ears to hear, you will hear. If you don't, you won't. It makes no difference whether you hear or forbear. I'll keep it moving. I can't give you the ears to hear, nor the eyes to see, or the heart to believe. And neither can you I. But, in the end, we're going to find out, because somebody's right and somebody's wrong. And all of us can't be right, and all of us can't be wrong. But it's amazing what has gone on in this world. I still believe that people should arm themselves, protect themselves, regardless of what the law says, because the law is not going to protect you from someone that means to hurt you, means to do evil against you, means to kill you and do you harm. The law is not going to protect you. The police are not designed to protect you. You notice every time a crime happens, they show up, hundreds of them, guns blazing. The threat is over with. It's eliminated. It's gone. You can tell, you know that they know that the threat is over with, because if it wasn't, then why do they walk around on the streets with ARs at the ready, bulletproof vests, and they don't seem like they have a care in the world? It sure is a show of strength, though, and it shows the general public, yeah, we're going to protect you. No, they ain't either. You and you alone are charged to protect yourself. I don't care what you choose to believe. I still think it's bad that people's lives got snuffed out early and they couldn't live out all their days because someone, whether they were demonically inspired, which I just happen to believe that, or they just wanted to go down in a blaze. You got at least 49 people dead in New Zealand this morning. That's a bad day. So while we were sleeping, people were getting shot and killed and they couldn't protect themselves. What I advocate that if you go to a church, a mosque, and a synagogue here in the United States of America, if you have, let me just give you, let me throw some numbers out there. Let's say you have 50 people in the congregations. All right. And let's say out of those 50 people that, let's say 30 of them are adults. I think there should be 30 firearms in that congregation. Hey, that's just my personal belief system. But I tell you what, if there was 3 guys in that mosque that was armed, they could eliminate that threat and save the lives of a lot of others. What saith you?